もまだ知らないの。思いまぶたを開けたのならば全て壊すのなら黒になれ。
I clicked the desktop
audio and your mic audio.
After I switch?
After you switch. What is up, everyone? As you can see, y'all can finally see my boo-boo's face.
Hi, guys.
We're doing a different type of stream today. We're doing a just chatting stream, and it's gonna be interesting, to say the least. Do you want to say anything?
I feel like throwing up.
Yeah, she does. She's nervous. She's really nervous, and it's cute. But I actually can't see your chat, which is horrible. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that in just days.
You're probably gonna have a little bit of a fit.
Who?
Actually, no, wait. I got this. Maybe this is why. Nope.
I don't know. My computer is acting so weird.
It was acting a little, like the camera view was acting a little weird. Ended up playing Hop with there.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know why I can't open up.
Katie K. Hi guys.
Anything.
My face.
Oh my god. I just fucked up my own stream.
What did you do?
I got it.
Technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of technical difficulties. There we go. We got it. I got it, I think.
Hi, Slim.
I just want to pull up your channel so I could see your chat.
I can't see yours. Then again, I don't have like the multi-dual screen, so.
Yeah, I mean.
Welcome to the stream.
I guess I'm fancy like that. I don't know.
Fancy.
I guess.
We're kind of really nervous about this stream, guys. I need dual monitors. I'm with you there, bud. We
normally don't talk about ourselves, honestly, and that's basically what we're going to be doing. We know almost everything about each other.
Favor in chat. Let's get Libby to 50. No, crazy! Don't start with that. All right, it's already a fucking stream.
Do it.
Please no. Please no. Please no. I appreciate all the help.
Right.
Love you guys.
But anyway, what the stream about today is pretty much depression, anxiety. Next month we're gonna be participating. I'm actually gonna be the one streaming. Libby's gonna be helping me out with it. We're gonna be taking part in what's being called the 20 and 30. It's 20 streamers coming together to do 20 streams consecutively on 20 different days in October to raise awareness and a bit of charity for the I guess depression and anxiety charity group called Mind. As you can see on my end of things, if you came over to here, you can see I have the donation links and everything like that up. And if you wanted to, it's not necessary and whatnot, but we're going to be doing this later on. So, Shion wants your hat, apparently.
No.
But, yeah, we're going to be doing that. So, yeah. But today, we're super nervous, honestly. Again, like I said, we don't talk about ourselves to people, and we're kind of being really open about it. But we want to tell you a bit about ourselves and our struggles through anxiety, through depression, and hopefully that will show that, you know, if there's a will, there's a way. That there's a way to get past it and maybe give some advice to people who need it and all that nifty stuff. What is up, Technical Genius? Destiny Warrior, all you guys, all you lovely people in chat right now. And on Libby's end, how are you doing, Zeroth? Crazy Jack Nimble. Who is it? Tickle Slip? I believe your name is. How are y'all doing? Hopefully you're doing good. Talk like you were talking to yourself, my dude. That's how I do it. And you also don't do it like you're doing it in front of the world.
That's true, guys. This is definitely out of our comfort zone. We normally keep things to ourselves because
we do.
multiple reasons.
Libby is normally the rock I lean on. She knows more about me than freaking
Thank you, kid.
my own family. So, it's gonna be hard, but, we're gonna do it. I have a bit already. LOL. Well, that's good. But...
You can say I'm good, but I ain't gonna lie. You're gonna find out a lot of things. So don't feel like, you can't talk about anything. You're gonna find out
DKUK, what is up?
And what, we...
Not in depth, okay.
Yeah, no. We're not gonna say anything too in depth. But what I hope of is you guys feel the courage that you could go and talk about it. That it's okay not to be okay.
All that, there's gonna be a lot of, how can I put this without sounding like a straight ass? I sound like a straight asshole anyway. But, there's gonna be a lot of cheesy lines like, it's okay to be broken, or, it's okay not to be okay. The shit that people have been throwing around for days now. The thing is, the truth behind those cheesy ass lines is just that. It's the truth. It's alright not to be alright. Everybody has gone through some type of anxiety, some type of depression. Everybody has been stuck in their own head thinking thoughts that they really, no, they shouldn't, but they're still doing it regardless. Everybody has hit that rock bottom. And once you're down there, there doesn't look like there's a way out. No, we're here to prove there is. So, where do we start? What do you want to start with?
No idea.
That's great. Quality broadcasting, people. Look at us.
This has always been a hard topic to talk about to most people. Yeah. Where do you start? Do you start from the beginning? Do you start, I have no really idea how to start it.
Well, what about what you were telling me yesterday? We'll start with relationships. We've all been in bad relationships. Okay? I mean...
Start with how you think you got there. That's usually the best place to start. That is a very dark spot, sir. A very dark spot. At least in my end.
Yeah. It's
Do I just get mine out?
Yeah, you know what? We'll start with the relation, like you were telling me yesterday that you wanted to bring up.
Okay. I guess my whole story started with the whole relationship. I was bullied throughout all of my school years, and I mean every fucking school year I was bullied. Somewhere in middle school, I ended up in a relationship that I thought, was amazing. The man turned into a psycho-abusive person, mentally, physically, emotionally. If you have it, he did it. Called me all sorts of names that even to this day, like I was telling him, there are certain situations when someone says certain things, it will trigger. I will just start to cry uncontrollably. No one's done anything wrong. It's just something that I'm still going over. Um, when I say this man's left a scar on me, I mean this man was online. Just an online relationship who suddenly showed up to my school, who suddenly showed up to everywhere I went, who hacked my phone, hacked my laptop, and literally attacked me in public. This man went to jail. I don't exactly know where he is right now.
What's
Um,
up, Jaximus?
but it was hard, and it's still hard because I still remember the name perfectly. I still remember his face. I still remember every negative thing he's told me. And sometimes when I get into an argument with someone, they will say something, and it's just a flashback of everything I've been through, all of the emotional abuse, the attacks, everything. And I will just break down. And recently I disappeared for 3 weeks. You guys know this. Um, it was one of those moments where it was just a rolling of flashbacks and
Well, hold on. It goes back. I know we all make fun of the word that goes around now is, people were triggered and shit like that, but that's exactly what it was.
that's an anxiety attack. You
Zeroth.
fill up with anxiety, you feel claustrophobic, you can't escape, you start to panic, you start thinking, maybe they were right, maybe they, I am useless, I am worthless. It's
Mm-hmm.
a moment. It'll pass. I've been through it
It,
for years.
I'm gonna go ahead and say is that the 3 weeks that she did disappear,
I had my boo-boos.
I I did have to be there. I mean, it might be embarrassing, baby, but there were times where I sat there with her, and she was bawling her eyes out, But the most I could do, I can't sit here and be like, oh, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna make you so much better. You can't. At the time does that. But what she had was that rock, that person that's that ear for her. She could vent, she could cry. Nobody, she had no judgment. That's that's what I was for her, and that's what I'm always going to be for her because she's the bubbles. But anyway, yeah, he was a stalker and a half. But go on.
Um, this was when I was between 14 and 15 years old.
She started young.
Well, and not good at touching that subject. But this was for a very long time. This continued, and I thought I was always in the wrong. I thought, it was my fault that I was doing something wrong. And there was a point where it probably went too far. And this is where a lot of people don't know. And it's hard because I really don't like telling people this, but I am a suicide survivor. I drowned myself and woke up, and they explained to me what happened. Sorry, it's always emotional when I talk about it because I really don't like telling people this.
It's an emotional subject. No one's gonna judge you, and if they do, we have a ban button, which I am quick with, and Crazy's on that shit.
So, in all honesty, if you guys think there is no way out, I can guarantee you it's not worth it. Like I was telling him last night, think of yourself as a domino. You're part of a giant picture. You're someone else's sunshine. If you decide that maybe you're not worth having in this world, you're gonna have the domino effect. And the other person that you were their sunshine doesn't get to have that sunshine. Doesn't get to have that light or happiness or smile. even if it's some friend that you don't talk to maybe once a month or maybe once a year, you still bring that happiness to them.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, it's a domino effect.
Welcome, cuties.
You remove one, and the other one starts to fall. So don't think you're ever worth it, or you're not someone's sunshine.
Basically, you always have somebody that looks up to you, depends on you, even if you think you are alone. It could be, like she was saying, it could be a friend that you talk to. Like me, for example, me and my friend Vic. Some of you know Vic. Shion, you know Vic. You know, get on the bus. But me and him, we don't talk often. We don't. But when we do, it's like we talked every day. We pick up right where we left off. You know, if Vic did something, you know, to where I wouldn't be able to talk to him, I'd be a fucking mess. For damn sure. And you always have that person, even if you don't think. It could be a little brother. It could be an older brother, older sister. It could be your parents, an aunt, uncle, cousin, motorcycle. Anything, you know. They look up to you. And you could think all you want, that you don't have nobody, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't have this, nobody likes you, nobody wants you around. That's complete bullshit. And all that is those demons in your head. And they they suck. They do. I've been stuck with them plenty of times. To the point where, you know, I wanted to put that hole in my head, and it would be an easy thing to do, you know. I wouldn't have to deal with all this shit. But I can't. I mean, and now she won't let me. So, so yeah. You always have somebody there for you, no matter if you think you don't or not. And the best thing to do is, when you start feeling that way, is to get yourself into something, whether it's a hobby like gaming, streaming, crocheting, anything,
artwork,
painting weird animals on your wall. You could escape that way, or you know, you can open up to that friend, even if you think that they don't want to hear it. 10-1, they're gonna sit there with you and work through this with you. There's been plenty of people that I thought didn't even give a fuck, like Shion, Destiny Warrior here in my chat. I know now, if I need to, I could go to any one of them and talk about this type of thing. And it'll be hard. Yeah. It'll be the hardest thing you have to ever do. Seriously. But once you start opening up, it gets easier. And you'll know that it gets easier because you'll start to feel that pressure lift off your chest. But yeah, anything. Anyway, where do we go from here?
Well, what was your outlet? Because I know some people choose music, some people choose singing, dancing. I chose art.
Thank you for the host, Jax. My outlet has always been gaming. It's how I escape, that real world. And I get to go on as many different adventures as I want. I get engrossed in it. That's why I play the games that I do. I like like RPGs and stuff like that. Games with, you know, massive stories and all that nifty stuff. And that's what I do. But here's the thing. Gaming was kind of like a double-edged sword as well. What is up, Lily, right? I think that's what we decided to call you. Welcome to the stream. Gaming has been a double-edged sword for me because Shion has been timed out for 1 second. Why? Shion, stop posting links.
Probably added a dot in the middle of the sentence.
Most likely. 6 messages were deleted by a moderator.
It's not a. It's your bot. When she gets timed out, it deletes everything.
Bullshit. But anyway. Gaming has been a double-edged sword. As you can see, I'm pleasantly plump. And I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses because I have done this to myself. Okay. Thanks to Libby, I'm working on it, and again, I've lost, you know, a substantial amount of weight in the past.
Crazy.
In the past, 10 months? I think I've lost 107 pounds. So,
Woo!
but a lot of this weight I put on due to stress eating when I was depressed or I was, you know, anxiety filled. Food was my comfort. You know, I would sit there, eat, play games, eat, whatever, you know, and I grew to be the Michelin lookalike I am, you know. But anyway, you type something
He's
super
a handsome
long.
man.
I am not.
He's the handsome man.
When you were depressed, you usually build scale models. That's a good thing to do. I mean, it's a great hobby to have. If that's what helps you, I mean, keep doing it. But
Zara, just like he's saying, he picked up Beat Saber and DDP Yoga, and he's getting better.
The comfort devil, you know, comfort eating is the devil, for damn sure. It is an expensive, just like gaming. It's an expensive hobby. Believe me, I understand. My father built scale models for years.
I will admit, I did remove a box of Oreos out of my room just earlier today.
Oreos
So,
are the devil.
we've all been there.
Oh, of course. I mean, now, you know, it's hard as shit to do
That's so good.
most things. But like she said, with Beat Saber and DDP Yoga and eating right, it's been a godsend. But go on.
Zura, you probably want to really check into DDP Yoga, because it has helped people with like knee problems and leg problems get strength in them back.
Dude, with Beat Saber,
Toxic.
with Beat Saber, I do a lot of it sitting. I know you see a lot of people standing. You can do it sitting, and it has been a huge help. As far as DDP Yoga goes,
It's yoga, Jax. It's yoga.
yeah, it's
Like my bones
Diamond
are
Dallas
really
Page
tough.
Yoga is awesome.
Most of it you could do just like, it's not, I would say try it. Try it and see. If you can't, don't push yourself, but try it.
There's all sorts of difficulty levels. My dumbass plays on Expert Plus. Can't get through many songs. You've all been to my streams. But it has helped. But going back to it, yeah, I understand, but DDP is amazing. DDP is amazing, dude. He's helped a lot of people with his regiment and everything. But that is what I went to. I went to food. And as I sat there doing the two things that took me out of my depressive state, gaming and eating, I ballooned up to about 655 pounds. And that shit is fucking crazy. I am now down 107 pounds, and, I'm going to continue going. I haven't stepped on the scale in a few days. I usually give myself 2 weeks in between to see how much weight I did lose, but I had to completely change everything in my life in order to basically not die, because I'm 36 years old. All right, I'm older than most people that stream, and and I needed to make that change, and it was hard as shit, changing my complete diet and everything. And here is one of my meals. I could go to a fast food place and order 3 large meals and be fine. Scarf it all down and still want to eat more. Okay? That was a year or so ago. Today, if I decide to go to a fast food place, which I still do, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh no, I got all that out. I can't get through one meal now.
Hey, kid.
So I have all that. I would get the meal, I would eat what I can, and have more for later. But it's only one meal, which I find fucking fascinating. I used to be able to eat two large pizzas in one sitting. Now it takes me 2 days to eat one large. So, I mean,
I have like a slice and a half, and I'm already like, what?
I love pizza. Leave me alone.
It's like in tacos. I'll probably have like 6 of them.
Not older than me? Wait,
Do you want
what?
pizza now?
Huh?
Sorry.
He wants me. Yo, you know what? I'm not gonna blame you. I'd always want pizza, but I have to say no.
Freaking Thorn had to shut down PC. Well, hi, Dirty. Welcome to the stream. I have to come to you with that help. I need to do things better.
I mean, it's hard to change, but once you get into a rhythm, you could do it. But that was just one of my experiences through life, If anything, if I had to tell you when all that shit started with me, and it's kind of sad in a way, and we didn't touch on this when we started. We should have. We don't want none of you guys feeling sorry or feeling any kind of pity for us here today. Okay?
Please don't.
We're doing this to show that you can get through shit like this. We don't want you feeling sorry for us. We want you to maybe take whatever similar experience that you hear today to heart and be like, they got through it, I know I can. That's what this is. This isn't a pity me thing. We don't want all that type of shit. Okay? We want you guys to know that, hey, this is it's doable.
Thank you, DK.
But yeah. If I had to go ahead and say when everything started, it started at a real young age for me. And around Thanksgiving. Back when I was back when I was 6 years old, my mother passed. Okay? And when she left us, everything got hard. Like everything. Because it was just left to my father, and he was the one that had to pay everything. He paid the rent, he paid the electric, he paid everything. He paid my way through life and all that nifty stuff. I was still young, sure, but I still seen a man go through so much shit that, in a way, it hurt me as well. From 6 years old to, hell, 5 to 6 years ago, I could even say.
Easy fan.
There has been a lot of moving around and all that shit. I don't live with my father now. I haven't lived with my father in years. But going back to those earlier years, growing up, I was shipped off to my aunt's houses in Pennsylvania because my father couldn't do it. And when my father finally moved out to Pennsylvania, things were cool for a little while until he got hurt and could no longer work. So we lived with multiple different aunts until we finally moved in with my brother Randall. And by the time we moved in with my brother Randall, I was around 14, 15 years old. When I did finally hit 15, I actually dropped out of school. I never finished school because I had to get a full-time job because my father could no longer work. And my brother was struggling. Okay? So I had to take on all these responsibilities at a young age, and I know I'm not alone with that. I know a lot of people have done that as well. But it's everything that came with that was on my shoulders. I had to pay a lot of the bills. I had to make sure my father stayed afloat. I stayed afloat. There was a roof over my head. There was food in our stomachs, and I could get to work every day, And I was working for fucking pennies. I was making $6 an hour working in a warehouse for 8 to 10 hours a day. Sweating my ass off and all that shit. And it was hard. Because my brother was working there with us too, and together both our checks really weren't anything. And when I worked there for about 4 years, and when I turned 19, I ended up moving to Pennsylvania. I left my father, and I've basically been bouncing house to house to house to house since then. I mean, like I said, I've been in Texas for 6 years. Everything has been looking up and whatnot. But from 19 to, I'm going to say 28, life was fucking stupid. I abused alcohol. I abused all sorts of drugs. I've been in some of the worst relationships due to all that shit. And it was pretty much a downward spiral. I didn't give a fuck about my education, I kept saying, oh, I'm going to get my GED someday, blah, 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 blah. Everything's going to be great and grand. No, I was always about the fucking hustle. I was selling drugs. I was doing shady shit. I was robbing people. I was stealing from friends. I was breaking fucking relationships that I formed with people just because I seen what they had and I wanted it, so I took it. It was fucked up. But again, that was my life. um, shit, shit changed. And that was due to my last ex. I wanted to change my life around, and I did for the most part. I got sick of always fucking scrounge around money, trying to get high or drunk or whatever, or fucking being a shady asshole. And I met this girl. We're gonna call her, I don't know, the cunt from the north. So,
That's what he actually calls her.
what's up?
That's what he calls her.
She's like, Voldemort, you don't say her fucking name because she might message you. I don't want that shit. But anyway, I met this girl, and I picked my whole life up and moved to Wisconsin for her. Okay? And I fell stupidly in love with her and her son. She had, when I moved out there to be with her, she had the most amazing little boy. Okay? And I raised that kid like he was mine. What is up, Ramo?
Fucking crazy.
I fell in love with this kid. I treated him like he was mine. It got to the point where, like, her family was making fun of this little boy. Thank you for the follow, Deathwolf. Was making fun of this little boy, saying he was retarded because he couldn't speak. You know, he was always grunting at shit that he would want. So what did I do? I took the better part of 6 months and would sit him down and teach him how to use his words. And, you know, I shit you not, this boy didn't stop talking. Alright. Do the monkey dance. I am not doing no type of monkey dance, please. Unless you're talking to her, because her thing looks like a monkey.
No.
It's a wolf. The fox, actually, but still. But, like I said, don't stop it. Like I said, I love this kid. And I was out there for 2 years. And it turns out, every chance that she got behind my back, she would be the town's bicycle. You know, everybody gets a ride. And on my birthday, nonetheless, when her birthday was a few days before mine, her and her mother decided to go out of town. And she returned on my birthday that year. And, you know, happy birthday to me, she finally confessed all the bullshit that she was doing. So, yay. I ended up moving back to PA after that because I'm not going to stay with somebody like that, you know. And, my dumb ass almost got back with her. Okay, I went through such a fucked up depression that she had hit me up months later, and I was willing to go back with her. And we were doing the whole lovey-dovey thing again, you know, long distance this time. And I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened one day, but I got a call from her like normal. And I told her she needed to fuck off. I guess I kind of woke up, but I was still in that state where, you know, pretty much everybody could fuck off, including myself. And that lasted until I got with her. The one, the person you see here now. She actually got me out of that whole funk. And we're going to get into that discussion in a bit. But, I mean, I know we started with the whole relationship type thing, but relationship people in general, the ones that you're supposed to trust the most can be the fucking shadiest people on the planet. Thank you for that follow, L2K. And that throws you under the bus. That and Wolf Survivor, thank you for following, homie. There's just a lot that could set you off and all that. Before I moved out of Texas, I got like a fire lit under my ass, and I did accomplish some of the things that I should have done when I was still in my teens or early 20s. I ended up finally getting that GED, that elusive piece of paper that says you could now do things. I got that, then I did go to college, and I ended up getting an associate's degree. I know it's nothing fucking special, it's just a very expensive piece of paper. And whatnot.
Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for that sub, L2K. Much appreciated, man. Mad respect for this. I know it's hard to open up like this. Thank you, Zombie. I finally, I thought I was in a good place. I was working again, holy shit. What? Zombie, thank you for that sub, my dude. I was working again. I was working a good job. You could X her, but I was working my ass off. I went when they needed me. It doesn't matter. Didn't matter the time. She actually used to yell at me for that. Isn't that right?
You guys. Zombie, thank you for sharing.
And it got difficult. Everything got difficult. Everything was jumbled around, and I know I'm jumbling my words now because I really don't know how to open up. So doing it in like the worst possible way, maybe, or the best, I don't fucking know.
You were kind of late on my end, but we'll probably go over it a little bit. Well, I'll go over it a little bit later.
But like I said, she used to bitch at me.
You have no idea.
Because I would go into work on the fly if they needed me. And
this was 7 days out of the week, though. Like
12 hours a day.
He would have a day off. They would call him, and he didn't get a day off for like the last 6 days. And he will be going in, and I'm like, you need to rest.
But when I worked, I worked. I love working. You know what I mean? It sucks that I don't know. Yeah, so I was making that money.
Yo, hell comes too.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm gonna still skull him. And any of you too.
Your
health comes first, guys.
But again, I ended up getting fucked over with that job. I worked every day without a day off for 2 years. Okay. It was seldom. It was very few in between when I actually had a whole 24 hours to myself. And one day, they were like, "Hey,
you're good, crazy. Don't worry.
We don't need you anymore." I'm like, what the fuck? The one dude that did everything you needed him to do without bitching, did the reports right, did this right, did that right. You're canning me. Why? Never got an explanation. They said I could have fixed things if I got the right paperwork and reapplied. And it's just like, why? No pity, just impressed. I hope so. This shit's interesting and hard.
Yep.
And so now, even though I'm not working, I'm doing the Twitch thing. Streaming actually helps with anxiety, even though it's stressful in its own right. You guys coming out, chilling in chat, having good conversations with people, actually helps me not, stay in bed all day, depressed and shit like that. I've been studying now. I'm trying to get into a better spot, and I've been studying for certifications I need to get into the field that I want, which is all fine and dandy. But sitting here twiddling my thumbs, wondering how I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, it makes the chest feel really tight. But anyway, go on.
You haven't heard all of it, Dirty. A little similar to him.
Later, Destiny.
As many of you know, I do canine training and canine technician. I work with dogs. I know a lot about dogs. I'm even thinking about turning my Fridays into canine training. So if you guys have any questions or any, want any advice on certain situations, I can help you guys. But when we were together, I was, in a dog facility, and not naming any names, but
You had some horrible bosses.
my bosses would hand me a dog and here, and they won't tell me what anything was with the dog. And I have dog bites. I have scars all over my arms and legs from dog bites. I've been trapped in a kennel with a dog who was claustrophobic. The last job I had, something you don't know, I suffer from migraine. Let's see. What it is it's an intense chronic migraine that causes me to go into a convulsion. Nothing's wrong with me. It's just how my body reacts to the pain. I'm fine. I have medication to deal with it. So please don't worry.
No, I do enough worrying for all of us, believe me.
Believe me. ZPN, you weren't here earlier, but I was explaining to people. I'm a suicide survivor.
Mm-hmm.
I drowned, and it was hard. It's still hard to talk about it because people take it how they want to take it.
That Dago love heart, ZPN.
I took it and I got into art and I expressed my feelings through art. And if you're ever in Florida, University of Miami has my art book. It's a huge freaking book that it's art in itself. And I was awarded, and I took that as a prize on itself. Like I was telling a lot of people earlier, see yourself as a domino. Tip the domino over, you're gonna start dropping other dominoes. You are someone else's sunshine.
No.
Always remember that. You're never alone. There's people here.
People that look up to you. People that need you just as much as you need them.
The last job I did have, I had one of those migraines. I took my medication to prevent any problems.
You get in on it by being in chat, Chopsticks. Honestly, if you have anything to say, please feel free to mention it in her chat. Mine, it's
You're welcome to be here, Chop.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're here to help. This is what this is for.
What I was saying was, I had my migraine. Let's see. My boss told me she couldn't help me. She had something better to do. And she left me with a stranger. This was an overnight job. Like, I was doing graveyard shift. Mm-hmm. A stranger was in the building. I had to, register their dog into our facility. And she left me with no training. Prior to that, I had sustained a minor concussion dealing with her dog. Her dog tried to escape. I blocked him. I slammed my head into the door frame, which was a metal door frame. And I explained to her that it's hard to see, it's hard to concentrate. My head was hurting. On top of, I just took my medication for the chronic migraine. She didn't care. She just left.
Yeah.
That night, I told her that it was my last night. I wasn't going to work for her anymore. My life was in danger. I did go to the hospital. They did tell me that it was a minor concussion. So
Just having somebody you're supposed to depend on be like, yeah, I have better shit to do than you.
it's hard.
Yeah.
But on the bright note is, from that, I could take all the knowledge that I learned even more about canines. I learned the click maneuvers, how to use a clicker to get their attention. I learned how to use, take care of an aggressive dog that will lunge at people without giving warnings. There's always a little hint on what's going to happen with a dog. But that's what I learned from it. Now, yes, I sustained a minor concussion. Yes, she was not nice whatsoever. But I met good people through there. I met nice employees of the government that used to talk to me just because they were taking a jog by the same area I was working. I met a lot of nice people.
In a
So
shitty
there's always a
situation.
positivity to certain situations. Huh?
In a shitty situation, you met decent people. Yeah. There's always a light at the end of that tunnel. Certain times you don't want to follow it because you want to stay, but there's always a good side to everything. You just gotta learn to look for it and go with it, honestly. But do you want to talk about how we got together and how fucked up that was?
Which part of it? The whole of me going through another abusive relationship, or
That's where it all started.
pretty much. My last relationship, like he said his last relationship about cunt of the north.
She is, believe me. Everyone in Wisconsin has got a bicycle.
Chance, this story, we've still tried putting these pieces together. This was a really roller coaster event. Certain events it just kept going back and forth of like, what the fuck.
We do have an inside joke with a friend of ours about all this. We're not going to touch on that, but
Shion knows.
Yeah. Shion and her mastermind of a cat. But anyway, go on.
I thought it was a wonderful relationship that I had before.
Well, hold on. Before you go on, I'm sorry to cut you off. Mind you, the person that she was with, I knew prior to knowing her. So it was all a small, tight group that we were all part of at one point. I knew him before he knew her, but it was through other friends that we're going to touch on through this story, but sorry, shut up now.
You're good. It all started nice and sweet, and then it suddenly, strange events. He wanted to look at my phone constantly. He wanted to check, my messages, though I wasn't allowed to touch his phone. His mother and I didn't get along whatsoever. There was countless arguments based on his mother. His mother ruled his life. Every decision was based on her. He didn't want... It just escalated to the point where we weren't spending time together.
Mm-hmm.
It was mostly he wanted to play video games and I was in the room by myself. FBXs.
Right? I'm with it.
Honestly, Chomps, I don't know what he's doing with his life right now. Last time I heard, he's off with a new girl that I wasn't supposed to be concerned about, and she has a daughter.
She wasn't supposed to be concerned about her during their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, go on with that.
In the end, I found out a lot of things that I just had enough. On the day of my birthday, his mother messages me, tells me that I need to get my shit and get out of his house. And when I brought it to his attention, he was like, "Oh, just ignore her," trying to say, not let's not start an argument.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up in an argument.
Of course.
I found out he was seeing his ex and giving her money. And he didn't tell me it was an ex. He told me it was a friend. I found out that his mother was going through my things in the house when I wasn't there, that I was visiting my own mother. I found out a lot of things that I was just not happy, and he just kept saying sorry, 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 sorry. And nothing would change. It was like talking to a wall. And I went to my friends and I told them, look, I know we have good bonds with each other because me and him are together, but I'm not with him anymore. And then that hurt a lot, because people that I thought were really close and I could trust them suddenly just disappeared. And they were pointing blame at me, that I was the one cheating, that I was the one going behind his back. And at the time when I lived with him, I didn't own a car. I didn't have a job. I was basically the housewife, cleaning, cooking, repeat, cleaning, cooking, repeat, cleaning, cooking, repeat. And I didn't go out and socialize. My socialization was through video games with these friends that suddenly just disappeared. And luckily, he was one that stuck by. He was the one that gave it to me how it was. Pure honesty, you could ask him, pure honesty comes out of his mouth.
Well, before that, I was the dumb fuck trying to save their relationship. Seriously, like, I talked to him
2, 3 o'clock in the morning, giving
to
advice.
both of them. And there was one day where I actually kind of I put them both together when they were going through some hard shit, and I sent them a group message. I made a private group with both of them, and I sent them a long fucking message letting them know that, look, hey, you're both fucking stupid. Okay, you both love each other. You need to sit down and talk about everything. Don't hide nothing if you want the relationship to work, because at the time both of them were trying to get the relationship to work. Okay, they wanted to fix things, they wanted to mend things. So my dumb ass was like, don't hide anything. Bring it all out in the open. Sit down, talk. Don't have any animosity towards each other. Talk. Do that one thing that you never do. And on her part, I believed her when she said she tried. He didn't. He didn't want to hear shit. He was the type of person that would be that if something concerning would come up with her, he would buy her something and say, here, you wanted this, so can you shut up now? That's what it was. What's up, Bennett? Welcome to the stream. But anyway, go on.
It just got to the point where I just stopped trying. I gave up. Somebody pointed out to me the way I was behaving, that I wanted to fix it, and maybe I should give him like the 15th try again, or the 16th try. And it was Stockholm syndrome, basically. It was, he already had me under his finger. He would make me feel like shit, so then he could look like the person. I found out, well, I didn't find out through him. I bitched him out for it. But I found out through other friends. He was going around calling me a slut, a childish person, a juvenile, that I should have just, stuck up, or not as much.
He didn't want to tell her, and nobody else wanted to tell her. So her ass had to come to me and be like, did he say this? I was like, yeah, pretty fucking much.
You didn't tell me though. I had
Of
to
course
go
I
to
didn't
you.
tell you. I wasn't gonna fucking come out and tell you to start more problems for you. You know that.
At that time, we spent more time together. We talked more. Um, I'm not gonna say, I didn't have a rebound because at the time, I didn't really see um how well we were together. But when I was with the other person, the rebound or tried
Oh,
dating again to try to
that
get
poor
everything out of my
sorry
head.
fuck.
Um, I realized it was suddenly like, someone flipped the switch. And I still talk to him day in and day out, just daily mumbo jumbo about video games, about, stupid people that we saw on the street doing stupid things.
This was all while I was at work, by the way.
Yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning.
No romantic
um,
relationships, no problems. I mean, yes and no, but anyway.
Suddenly people kept calling him the bad guy. I'm like, why? Oh, he's an asshole. Oh, he's just gonna run to your ex and tell your ex about all your
Mind
business.
you, this
Oh,
was the guy she was seeing after her longtime ex. This was the guy who came after. Saying this.
I don't call my last one a relationship because it was literally like half a month. That's how quickly things escalated with that. It was fine and dandy, we were kind of chilling out, and then suddenly, your friend's an asshole. Your friend's, betraying you. Your
On
friend's
top of
like,
that, he was a racist fuck too, so.
he was. I got the most dirtiest look from this man because years back, I attempted to date a different colored
You dated a black
person.
dude. He didn't like it. He looked at you like you were a race traitor or you were disgusting.
He immediately asked me, "Did you sleep with him?" Like, the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, there was like she was tainted to this fucking dude. And it's like, why? They're fucking people, stupid.
And
I mean,
he would turn around and say, "It's okay for a
to
white
date a
man,
black woman, but it's not okay for a white
but
woman
it's
to
not
date
okay for a black man to date a woman." So I ended that immediately. That is fucked up. I ended that immediately.
Jax is like prime example. He has like the coolest wife, and she's a black girl. She makes he's her white slave.
That is the worst joke you
It
could come
could,
up
but
with
Jax
this
will agree
situation.
with it. I love you, Jax, and your wife.
Anyways, if I could just reach to the freaking computer and
By the way,
smack
she
you.
says that daily to me.
I do. Your wife is pretty fucking awesome, Jack.
So she's fucking cool as hell, Jax. I will admit it. Like you lucky motherfucker.
You like who you like. It doesn't matter. No one has control over who you like and who you don't like. That's your personal preference. Nobody could fucking control that. And anyone tells you otherwise that you should do this and not that
Best Sadie's
wrong.
like, holy crap.
is wrong. But going back to our fucking chaotic connection, during that time I got away from everyone. It was one of those moments back. It was like I was saying earlier, it was a flashback. I was crying. I was having my mental breakdowns. I wasn't thinking straight. It was bad.
It was the one I was in a patrol vehicle at Walmart. Nope, that don't work today, buddy. I have those shut off for this stream. So jump scare me some other time. But anyway, what was going on was I worked security, and I was in a patrol vehicle, and she had called me, so I hooked it up to the onboard speaker thing, and I would well, DK UK just cheered 500 bits, dude. Thank you so much, man.
You guys really don't have
No,
to.
you really don't. But
Right.
thank you. But she had called me, and Well, she was texting me while I was parked, and you know, she was really upset that one night. So I told her, I was like, yo, I'm gonna call you, and she's like, why? I don't want you to hear me cry. I think I said to you, what? I don't want to fucking hear you cry either. I want to make you laugh. And that was the first time me and you stood on the phone for like God knows how long.
6 hours and 40 minutes, almost
Yeah.
7 hours. The sun was way up by the time
What's
we
up,
were
Dex?
done talking.
Getty Gain.
Hey, thank you. Welcome to the stream.
But
Well, we started paying attention that, you know,
it was. We started talking. Like we talked every day, whether it was when we were playing Ark or we were doing something else on the PlayStation or whatnot, or you know just messaging back and forth, stupid bullshit. What really happened was I had gotten into a really bad spot, and I don't tell many people this, but I'm manic depressive. I was diagnosed with, you know, manic depression disorder, and I had one of my fits where everything was wrong. I was no good. I was worthless to everybody.
this was like, what, a day or two when I came back into like socializing with my friends and playing video
and
games.
What happened, she knew there was something off. Because we would hang out again on Ark. I ran an Ark server for the PS4. And I guess she noticed I wasn't myself. And there were certain people in this Ark group.
We don't talk to anymore.
We had to nix them from our lives because they were toxic. And
very toxic.
Shit kept happening, and I really can't remember what I did on my part, but it was completely out of character. Do you even remember?
I remember coming in and everyone was like complaining about this and that and this and that, and you just suddenly started leaving everything. They left the group chat on Facebook, you left the group chat in game, you left the Discord, you left everything. And everyone's like, oh, he's just, you know, having one of his, and I'm like, that's not like him. Like, I spent way too much time already with him to know that by this time, if he was irritated with you, he would tell you to fuck off. And that was it. But this is something worse. This is out of his character. That wasn't like him. And that's when I spent, what is it, like an hour calling him? I was spam calling him on Facebook, on Discord, on the phone.
Yeah,
until finally
you
he
did
picked
witness
up.
that, Shion. You were there.
Shion was there.
And, you know, at the time she was calling me, I was getting to work. You know, I couldn't really pick up, but, and I didn't really pick up afterwards until it got fucking annoying. And I don't know what it was. Again, she wasn't somebody that... I wasn't used to somebody giving a fuck, okay? I'm one of those people that never had someone come up and be like, hey, are you alright? You know, how's your day? How are you? This, that, and the third, you know? I don't get that. At least, then I didn't. Now with all you fuckers, That's all I get. Love you. But that night at work, I was actually working a security booth, and I was all by myself for the 12 hours. So it was all in my head. I was all in my head by myself. I couldn't do anything. I didn't have an outlet. All I had was time to think, because the post that I worked on was a stationary post, and you had to stay in that booth until a truck or something came that you had to sign in. There was nobody coming. It was a dead area that night, and it was a dead night for that job. And I got to the point where I wanted to pretty much paint a booth with whatever's inside my head. Seriously, like, no one cared. No one would even fucking notice. Fuck it. Until her. She, annoyed the living shit out of me until I picked the fuck up. And I think I think I was the rudest to you I ever was. Like, what the fuck do you want?
You were. Stop fucking calling me. You're really getting a pain in the ass. Doesn't, you were telling me, like, you say that now, but you'd get bothered by me and just fucking leave me like everyone else did. And God, I cried so hard that night. And I just kept fucking calling until you gave up. You gave up. You gave up. And you finally let me in. And I was so happy until morning. When I realized that I fucking passed out mid-conversation with you and spent like another hour calling you.
Waking me the fuck up.
Begging God, please be okay. Please be okay. Please
we try, man. And thank you, Cody.
After that, we just spent I was like a freaking parasite. I was always constantly on him.
Thank you.
And here we are.
Mary.
Like, nearly 2 years later.
Yeah, and now I'm part of, like Mary just said, I'm part of your family now. And, they all annoy me now. Her sister, her mom, they bug me almost daily to be like, how you doing, Jersey boy? What are you doing, Jersey boy? You okay, Jersey boy? Did you eat, Jersey boy?
My mom calls him Jersey boy. My sister calls him brother-in-law, just to irritate him, like the way she says it.
Yeah, but it doesn't irritate me. I fucking love it. Like, I mean,
they both get a kick out of it.
Mary, and your mother, like, it's the first real family dynamic I had in a long time. Like, my father's still in my life. I call my father daily. I'm probably going to call him after the stream. But my family went to shit a long time ago. And it's only been me and my dad, And I meet them. And it's like, now we're forcing you to be a family. It's like, I don't know how.
We'll teach you. But yeah, that's
we don't want your chocolates, especially if they're from Rose. No.
Coyote. That's Coyote. I know exactly who that is.
We know what's in them. Damn it.
You guys have no idea how long it took us to really come up with this story of how we got together, because there's still like blanks in it. Like, it just happened. Like, it was in and out. You told me there was no more chocolate. There is no chocolate. Well,
you don't want the chocolate.
There's chocolate, but this is sealed and doesn't have what that thing is, and I'm not saying it on stream. So
Cyanide.
stop asking.
It's cyanide. They want to give us chocolate with cyanide. She won't say it. I will, damn it. They trying to kill me.
It's a long
It's a joke.
story.
It's
where
a
it
joke.
came. It's an inside joke. Please don't be concerned. It's an inside joke. But anyways, damn it, fucking coyote. Damn. Right.
Welcome to the stream, Antoine.
I've eaten worse, and it hasn't killed me yet. You concern me, sweetie. I have so much concern.
Chopsticks Ninja is a raid.
Oh my god, thank you for the raid, honey.
But
I don't not wanted to say something. What he's through. Radius! Hi guys!
But yeah, like our relationship came from like 2 dark times, and
Go ahead, Chops, go ahead.
what's up?
He's gonna type out what he
As
wanted
he's
to say.
typing out. Oh. Our relationship came from 2 dark times. Seriously, and like Libby here just said, we don't exactly know how it started. We knew we liked spending time with each other because it got more and more as that night she went through with me, and as the guy she supposedly was with talked more and more dirt about me. The boy didn't even want to know about me, but he thought he knew everything about me and would talk shit about me to her, which ended up pushing her away. But what does Chop have to say?
So I went through 6 years of abusive beatings and mental abuse from my father, and I literally mean beats, thrown downstairs, etc. If I wasn't for him, though, I wouldn't have my work ethic, literally. But you always gotta stay positive. It did get me through. Even my girlfriend now sees me healing from it. It takes time. It does.
It will always take time, but
It does. Hey, Ridicule. Hi, sweetie.
but as time goes on, it does get better. But you always have to remember.
Hi, Luca.
You always have to remember those times that, because you don't want to push them away. You don't want to forget the bad times, because just like Chopstick said, those bad times strengthen you. You learn from it.
No!
You learn from it, and
We were just talking about your cyanide chocolates there.
yeah, we were. You learn from those times, and even though you went through something horrible, you might be able to help somebody going through something similar. You might even be able to prevent it, But anyway, it's crazy how far you guys have come again. You're welcome.
Yes, I'm done.
No, but really, you guys are adorable. We try. I don't know which one to host. Synical has less viewers, so I'm boasting my dude. Sorry, Lib. Thank you for that host, Coyote.
Guys, you don't understand. You guys being here, either on his end or on my end, we greatly appreciate it. We're getting out of our comfort zone, so if any of you guys feel like you need to just let something out, to talk about it, you have us to back you up.
And if you don't want to do it here on stream,
you could DM us.
You DM any
put
of
us. In private. We'll give you an ear. We'll give you as much advice as we can. You're not alone. You're never alone, guys.
You're really not. I mean, but yeah, no. Anything else you want to add?
Same thing. I have sayings. I don't know if you guys would like to, pass it around or whatnot, but I have mostly 2 sayings.
You can't sleep.
Never look down upon
sorry.
someone
I know how
unless
that is.
you're helping them up.
Sorry.
You're good. Don't look down upon someone unless you're helping them back up. The other saying is, even though you're in a storm, remember the sun's just behind the clouds.
Thank you, Cody.
And storms don't last forever. So keep on shining.
Thank you, Cody.
I got all my WoW characters to keep me company. I used to play WoW. Or
Wow.
WoW. I don't know.
WoW. World
WoW.
of Warcraft, WoW.
Okay.
We played together. I
Mhm.
mean, we'll end up going back at some point. We just need to take a break from the MMO world. It's so grindy.
Your
Oh
brother.
my god. He never takes a break.
I'm surprised he hasn't come in here.
Give him time. Come play Classic. I never want to go back to Classic. Did that. You know, been there, done that. I'm good. I played Star Wars Galaxies, which was like WoW. I fell in love with that game. I've played Knights of the Old Republic.
Come back to it now. Join me. Join me on the Horde. I think we are in the Horde, aren't we?
We actually have Alliance on Horde characters, so.
It would be more of what server, right? Because I don't think you could change your character.
I think you could pay to have your character moved. I mean, you could pay for almost anything in that game now, so.
My sis, okay, Rose of Time is my baby sister, and she does stream, guys. So if you're ever curious on her interesting persona when she streams,
Oh, let me tell you,
you'll definitely
her
get a
sister
giggle.
is whacked out. She's a good time just to sit there and listen to the odd shit that comes out of her mouth.
She's
But
awesome.
anyway, go on. I think I broke her.
I don't know. I would send my two little sayings.
You know what my saying is?
Fuck everyone.
I don't fucking care. That's my sage advice.
He cares. He just doesn't let anyone see it.
That's how they get you. But
Thank you, DK. It's really appreciative, guys. But like we've said, you're not alone. Don't ever think you're alone. I hope the
there
stories
is actually something I want to
talk about, to say.
Yeah. I gotta actually pull up the Discord for this. Or I have it pulled up already? I'm not sure.
That'd be interesting, Zara, to see someone play guitar.
That would be cool. I mean, I guess we're done sharing what we've been through for now. But starting next month, we are getting together. 20 streamers from Team Defiance and the Scotsman family are getting together to do what we are calling the 20 and 30. And what that is we're going to have 20 streams next month, and we're going to be trying to raise money for the charity Mind, which is a depression awareness charity. And it's a great charity, and it helps so many people. And we're going to have 20 different streams starting in October to celebrate that and try to raise awareness and funds if possible. So, Libby here, she's not personally taking part in it, but she is going to be helping me. My stream is on the 22nd, but I have the calendar up here, and I want to give a shout out to everybody who is going to be doing this. And and on Wednesday the 2nd, we're going to have the Angry Scotsman and Carl doing a podcast talking about everything that's going to be going on. And then on the 4th, Friday the 4th, we're going to have Grumpy doing something. It's not here. Then we have Davey on the 5th, ZPN on the 7th, and he might be losing his mustache there. You're gonna look weird, ZPN, but it's for a good cause, so understandable. We're gonna have Lily on the 8th with model building or scale model building. Then on the 10th, we're going to have Little Miss N doing a cosplay stream, which is going to be cool. Then we have, on the 12th, we have Aussie Hawaiian Shirt Guy and Snowblur doing Twitch Sings, which is going to be fucking hilarious. Snowblur singing. On the 15th, we're going to have Jazzy Massacre doing a 12-hour stream. Good luck, have coffee. On the 16th, we got Peaches. And her event is all question marks. But she's doing something, which is going to be cool. Then then we have the Button Mash Pod on the 18th. Doing something called Blindfolded Games. He's going to be blindfolded while playing games, which is going to be interesting. So, it's 2 kit building. One is a World War II tank, and the other one is a top secret.
Crazy, you probably need coffee.
That's going to be on the 8th. That's the stuff that you're going to be building. That's going to be really cool to check out. On the 19th, we got Jackson QT's in real life 12-hour horror stream. Just chatting. That's going to be cool. On the 20th, we got Misbehaving, which is another question mark thing, so she'll be doing something. On the 21st, we got Epidemic Exposure. We don't exactly know what they're going to be doing, but they're going to be doing it. Then on the 22nd is what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be going out of my comfort zone and doing a horror game because, I'm a baby girl when it comes to scary things. And on top of that...
And you all get to scare the crap out of him on top of it.
And on top of that, during the stream, I have a spice ladder going where I start with mild peppers and ending with the toe of Satan. Yay. On the 24th, we got Charikin, who's going to be drinking for charity, which is awesome. Then we got Sadie doing a cooking event on the 26th. We got Jack Staff on the 27th giving up his beard for charity. Then on the 28th, we got Dr. Outlaw doing marbles in a horror game. And on the 29th, we got the Angriest Scotsman doing some leg waxing. And on the 30th, we got Carl, and his is a surprise, so we won't know until then. So that is the 20 and 30.
Well, a lot of people are going to look really weird and really different in the next few weeks.
And I'm going to have a hot ass, and the Angriest Scotsman's going to have smooth legs, which is going to be fucking awesome.
I understand a lot of you guys are probably like, wax? Why would you dare fucking wax? It doesn't hurt that bad. Really, it does not hurt that bad. It's like it's just one rip.
It's not that bad.
Rub it and you're fine.
But yeah, I would do it for bits.
I would do it for bits. You would wax
Crazy,
for bits?
you wiggle your toes for bits, man. You a bit whore.
Don't encourage the toe wiggles.
What?
Don't encourage the toe
Why
wiggles.
not? I mean, it could be a new thing,
A lot of bits, guys.
You could give a hint at what that is. Do it up. I want a hint. Damn.
Depends where you're waxing. I don't know. I'm a girl and I've waxed. Doesn't hurt that bad.
It's from Gran Turismo.
I would do it for bits.
Oh, okay. Yo, Gran Turismo's a hot ass game. I don't care what anybody says. I like it. But I mean, we got a lot of people on board between your stream and mine. Who we raiding?
I don't know who's on.
That face screams trouble. I got the Discord up, so let me see.
I see Snobler. I see Solo. Toxic. Kid Toxic still on. At least on my end. I don't know if he's still really on.
I know Snobler was going to play Borderlands 3 until he dropped. You want to bring everybody over to Snobler to watch a new game?
Snobler. Wait. How do I do this on here? For a lot of you guys that don't know, this is my first time. Not only my whole face thing, but it's my first time with the OBS. So I have no idea. I guess we're finishing up, right?
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much got to where we wanted to.
We touched every subject. If there's anything, like anyone in chat right now that wants, if you feel like it, you don't have to. Remember, you guys could always DM us if you have any ideas, concerns, whatever. I was hoping to be live by now. I had to reinstall some stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. But again, if I had my eyebrows waxed, yeah, me and my sister get our eyebrows waxed.
Yeah, Mr. Snobler's still on.
Okay, but how? You still haven't told me. How do I raid?
Just open up a window and raid through the creator dashboard. You'll see the raid and host thing. You could just type in the name and raid there. But guys, thank you so much for coming out to this. We weren't exactly sure how this was gonna go. It was it was a bit emotional and hectic, believe me. But
the stream.
Thank you so much.
Never seen on Twitch. It's amazing. Get to know you guys. Oh, we love you too, Crazy.
Yeah. But you guys can see my thingy. But thank you so much for coming out and listening to our stories, and hopefully, we got the point across that there's always something out there you could do, whether it's a hobby or just finding a good friend to talk to get you through those tough times, and doing what you can to not go to extremes like I wanted to and she wanted to. There's always a better way, and again, you are not alone, and it's like I said, we're gonna say the cheesy stuff.
Well done, Buffy. Good night. Good night, BK. Thank you for staying
but
up.
it's okay not to be okay. We're all broken in our own little special ways.
You're never alone.
Exactly. But
there's always someone.
We're gonna raid Mr. Snobler. And yeah.
I want everyone from my end to know, and from his end, if he hasn't raided yet.
I'm still on.
There's always people that could lend an ear.
And we're two of them.
It's not easy going through this. We've both told you guys our sides. To this day, we're still, dealing with some scarring. It's okay not to be okay.
Exactly.
It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to, just want to scream. It's okay to just call it quits for a day and, take a break, get away from things. It's okay. Just know that there are people there for you. There's always someone that's going to lend an ear. And if you can't find someone, hi.
Exactly. We're a DM away or a Facebook message away. So, thank you again for coming out, and I will see you guys later. On my end, anyway.
All right, Crazy. Thank you, Crazy, for coming.
Bye, peoples.
Bye, guys. Mine's this time. Ready in 4 seconds.